Okay, we're going to talk about seed collecting, and we're going to answer three basic questions. When to collect, how to separate your seed from debris so that you can get it stored, and then when do you plant seeds? What's the optimal time? We're going to be looking at these types of seeds directly. The aster family, different types of seed pods, your hardy hibiscus, which is interesting that you can grow a large perennial from a seed, and then a little history with our blackberry seed. So, collecting seeds, when do you collect? We have some wisteria pods, we have a summer cleome, we have acorns, we have your basic aster. If you have a spring early wildflower seed, then as soon as they begin looking as if they are going to drop to the ground, you would collect probably late spring. Your asters and those types of flowers are a summer flowerer, so you'll be collecting those as they begin to go to seed in late summer, even into fall, which is about now. Other things like your wisteria pods, even though they set on in summer, they won't be ready to collect until late winter or even early spring. So you have to look at what that plant is doing to decide when to collect. Right now, this is the cleome, or clammy weed, and you can see these pods are starting to open. These are not. So we have begun collection. Unlike the wisteria, if we strip these down, you can see there are seeds, and they are getting ready now to fall to the ground. So we can collect them. These up here you would not want to collect. They haven't matured yet. They're a little bit later. This is a red yucca pod, and I don't know if you can see, but it is beginning to open. If we pull its chambers apart, the seeds drop out, and a lot of times you have to pull open several chambers. You can see how many seeds you can get. Some of these are even stuck together. It's dry. We've collected it when it's not wet. We just sort it out. Now there's no cleaning that go with these because they pretty much come out clean, so you can just go ahead and put them away to be stored. Or, since this is the time that they are throwing their seed naturally, you can go ahead and plant them right now. This is another one, the hardy hibiscus. Again, the seed pod is opening. So if I open it and turn it over, these are your little hard seeds. The rest of this is just debris from the pod, and you would want to kind of get rid of that. Now for the hard one, your aster family. That would be your coneflowers. Things like a cosmos or a zinnia. The seeds are going to be around this cone. This is not the seed, but the outer shell for the seed. Some of the seeds are probably gone because the birds have eaten them. But if we cut it in half, we can begin seeing, as we break it apart, this part is the seed. This other part isn't. That's just part of the shell left behind. If you take the seeds, you can usually roll them in your fingers and you'll feel the whole shape of them. They're hard. This is just papery and disintegrates. So you'll just keep, I like to dry mine cut in half, and then I just break them off, and you can use a screening, or you can just shake them and the heavier seed will fall to the bottom, and you can blow away the chaff or the debris. So that's sort of all there is to figuring out seed, when to collect. It's whenever the plant is ready. I promised you this little history seed. This is a blackberry lily. You can go to Monticello site and you can actually order these. There is historical documentation that a friend in England or in Europe sent seeds to Thomas Jefferson, and he planted them at Monticello. And it grows this wonderful little lily, which really isn't a lily. It's a iris. And the seed pod, that little leopard lily, when it's through blooming for the day, it twists in a spiral and then the seed pod goes below. Eventually the seed pod dries and begins to open, and when it does, it looks like a blackberry. So they called it the blackberry lily. And all you have to do with something like this is to just peel away those little seeds and go ahead and plant them, and you'll have this wonderful little iris. So that's really all there is to collecting seeds. Everybody's different. Again, you just sort of begin pulling it apart. Kind of looking through. Sometimes you'll find lots of seeds. Sometimes the birds have beaten you. Find the little tiny seed that's in there. And again, just like on this larger coneflower, you'll be able to feel it with your fingers. Once you do start collecting, this is one of the more interesting seeds that I have ever found, is sometimes when you open up a pod, you never know what you will get. And these are really quite wonderful seeds. So it's lots of fun. Give it a try.